have a fever, and I was asking for water for hours. But I mean, the people were nice. Everything takes really a long time to happen in jail, and I was thirsty for a really long time. And I think I was breathing in a lot of sawdust, and there's so many trees falling, and they were cutting the limbs of the tree that we were on, and that was when I was the most scared. They were cutting down the limbs of the trees that we were on.
Okay.
Everything around us. Until we were like right
so
at the
like
point
you were just a bear.
where I was yelling. I was like, I don't feel safe right now. This is like, the whole tree was shaking, and I was inhaling so much that I think it was kind of inevitable. I feel kind of sick right now.
So you said everything ended peacefully though, or they said if you don't come down, we're going to come down and pull you down, that kind of a thing?
Yeah, the whole thing was very peaceful. I was happy to talk with them about questions that they had. That was really important to all of us. That it was nonviolent, just taking a stance, showing that and I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not against the dam being built, but I just wanted there to be more thought put into the alternatives to preserve the forest. I know that the dam is important, so I did want to see that happen. I just think there's alternative ways to go about it, and unfortunately those didn't happen. And to be there amongst all the chaos and just watching these massive oak trees, one of the horrible parts is they didn't even preserve the wood. They just took this crane and just ripped it apart, like
turned it into mulch or
nothing. They just destroyed it. They just broke them in half and pounded them down and ripped up the creek and these bushes and sycamores, and they're doing nothing with the wood. And there was birds flying around that didn't know where to go. It was interesting because when we first got there was all these kinds of chirps happening. There was so many different kinds of birds, and there was a hummingbird that flew right next to us, and you could just tell the forest was so alive. It was such a complex ecology, and to sit there and watch it all crumble down was devastating. I started crying in the tree. I mean, it was, yeah, it's one of the more intense experiences I've had in my life.
So what is next for you? I would imagine this is a never-ending battle.
I'm gonna go home and take a shower. And I guess I'd just like to keep talking about the experience that I had today. And I'm very environmentally focused, so my activism takes different forms. It's hard to say. Blog. I go to school, so I'd like to maybe talk to people on my campus about what happened. I don't know. I guess I'm asleep. I guess it's hard for me.
Would you do it again?
Would I do it again? I very specifically told the detective that I would never do it again.
Okay. For the record.
But it was your first tree sit.
This was your first time?
Yeah, it was my first tree sit. And it was quite a sit. I was prepared to last longer, but I guess we just didn't really know what would happen. But they really did take down every possible thing except for the trees that we were on, and even the trees they took limbs.
You said they were taking limbs off while you were still up there.
Oh yeah, yep, and that was a scary thing.
How close did the machines come to you, to where you were perched?
Pretty close.
Really, like?
It was shaking. We were saying hey, you know, from our branch, because we didn't know if they saw
Whether
us.
they saw you, because it was very dark.
Yeah, well, yeah, in the morning we didn't know if they could see us, and there was a tree starting to come down, and some of these trees are really tall, so we didn't know if they were going to hit some of the branches that we were on, and our tree was tied to the tree next to us. So if they touched that tree, then it could have pulled the tree that we were on down too. There was something kind of dangerous. And they were pushing it, and they didn't guarantee that they weren't going to take a tree down that was on us. I mean, I knew they had to be bluffing because I didn't see them actually doing that, but they definitely were not guaranteeing our safety. And I just kept saying, you know, I'm perfectly safe, I'm harnessed in, our platform is solid, we're safe here. If for some reason we're not safe, it's not because of something we're doing. So,
So you were harnessed
They're
to
always very
the
passionate about all this.
one of the brows of the.
Yeah.
It's really difficult when things don't, succeed and go the way that, the way of common sense. And it's really hard because this definitely did not need to come to this. There were other alternatives. There are other viable alternatives. And in fact, even the sediment that's coming out of the dam, there's room for already in the settlement ponds that exist right above this place. So what they're doing was creating a place to bring in sediment from other regions, and that's just not necessary. There's other places to take that sediment that was very close by, and in fact pits that need to be filled. So it was just absolutely unnecessary to destroy an entire ecosystem. That the community clearly gets a lot of joy from, and watching some of the community members go through the mourning, it was like they lost a family member, and it was just really sad to see.
What's next for you? You're very active as well, and like I said, it seems like this is a never-ending battle, saving one forest, one part of the ecosystem. What's next for you?
I mean, I think that it's just crucial to get information out there, and the more people are informed, hopefully the more they'll be inspired into action, and to encourage people to stand up and draw a line in the sand like Julia and these guys did. It's a beautiful thing to see people really start to own their right to a sane, just world.
Wait, for the
Julie, where do you,
refresh
yeah,
her name.
your name?
Yeah, can I get your name
yes.
spelled, please?
Julia J. Posen, Julia Jayposin.
I was trying to post your bail, I couldn't figure out how to spell your last name.
Every time.
I'm like, well, it's Julia.